It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That is some brand new GWAR. That's right, GWAR is back with a brand new album called The Blood of Gods. And the name of that tune is called Fuck This Place. And a guy who doesn't give two fucks about this place. I want to welcome to the Classic Metal Show for the first time, lead guitarist and vocalist of GWAR, Pustulus Maximus. How are you there, Pustulus?
I guess I'm okay. I'm fucking alive. Barely. I had a heart attack this morning.
My goodness.
But you know, just like my father always said, you drank your way into this situation, you can drink your way out of it. So I guess I'm fine now.
So are you hooked up to an IV of vodka?
No, Budweiser is the poison of choice.
Excellent. A little more water content for the blood.
You've got to stay hydrated. It's very important.
Absolutely. Well, Pustulus, I got to tell you, GWAR is above and beyond us lowly human beings in not only their existence but in their music. And you guys are back with a brand new album or CD or offering. I think it would be called an offering these days, because do albums or CDs really even exist?
Well, I mean, people usually just steal them nowadays. That's the best way to do it.
Sure. Well, I got to ask you there, Pustulus, being that this is the first GWAR release since the death of your leader, Odorous Flatus, this has proven that even the death of the leader can't stop GWAR, and you're back with your finest message to date, that is The Blood of the Gods. Let's talk a little bit about how the death of Odorous has made you stronger as a band.
Well, I mean, it's simply taught us to be together, more. There was, I can't really think about that many other groups that have had to face the same challenges that we have had. How many bands lost an Odorous youngest? Just fucking one, and that's been GWAR. There's no roadmap to doing that, and I think we're becoming quite good at it, good at losing people and coping with it. But it's given us the opportunity to focus on our songwriting and work together as a band a little bit more, because before, I wouldn't say it was disjointed, but I would say that it's improved now.
Okay. Well, I'm curious as the fact that you use the term when you lose people. Does GWAR consider themselves as people, being that you are beings from a galaxy far, far away originally?
Whoa. You're just reading way too into it. I was just speaking colloquially.
All right. Well, surprisingly, speaking of humans, you guys still hate everything about the human race, and this new release, The Blood of the Gods, kind of proves that. You have to be happy to seeing that the human race is deteriorating at a rapid pace these days, right?
Well, it's fuck it. I mean, they're really just killing themselves that are voting against their own interest. But, it's kind of like the only reason that we care in the least is because you're taking away our purpose. I mean, that's the only thing that we can really get joy out of, is fucking killing and maiming you people, and you're doing it faster than we can. I mean, we're getting older, so, I mean, fucking Christ, take it down a notch. I don't want to have to run to catch you anymore. I'd rather you just kind of come to me and let me lop your head off. People used to be willing to do that, but now we have to fucking chase them down. It's ridiculous.
Well, was the shooter in the recent Las Vegas tragedy, was he an agent of GWAR carrying out your work of destruction?
Well, he's definitely helped speed up the process, but he's also helped, I think everybody has to do their part in population control, and I think he was just exercising his right to do so.
So you believe in rights?
Well, I mean, only when they give you the ability to inflict harm on others. Yeah, those rights are awesome.
Absolutely. Well, as you know, since the death of your great leader, we humans, we have elected a new leader. So let me ask you, who is the biggest cunt, Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton?
Well, both of them are fucking ridiculously stupid. All right, so I mean, you're gonna get stuck with some kind of evil there. They don't give you choices that are, that would actually change anything other than be a massive distraction. I think the only way that Hillary would have been any different than Donald would be that she knows how to play by the rules. She knows the game a little bit better, and all the butt fucking that she would do would be kind of more or less behind your back, as opposed to Donald Trump, where he just fucks you right in your face, right in your mouth. So you can see it. You can see the dick coming.
So she's into anal. Is that what you're telling me about Hillary?
I would hope so, but she's probably not into anal, which is why fucking Bill was getting his fucking dick sucked in the Oval Office.
Okay, excellent. Well, I would think that with all the deaths that are attributed to Hillary Clinton as well as her husband, you would think that she and her husband were acting as agents of GWAR. Is there any truth to that at all?
No. If they worked for us, it'd be a much different story.
Well, another aspect of modern civilization is social media, and social media is quickly leading to the destruction of the human society. So is Mark Zuckerberg secretly an agent of GWAR who's found a more subversive way to do what you've been trying to do since you arrived on Earth?
You seem to have a whole lot of conspiracy theories there. No, Zuckerberg doesn't work for us either. He's probably more of a, I don't know. I think he's a capitalist first and foremost, but now he's definitely partnered up with the NSA, the CIA, probably ATF, FBI, the Bushes, the fucking Bilderbergers, the Bilderbears. Who knows, man? That shit runs way too fucking deep for us. We're not tech savvy. I mean, I'm speaking to you through a fucking banana phone right now.
Well, I would think that since GWAR inadvertently is responsible for the disgusting human race as it is, that you might have more control over the direction that these wayward people take, including myself.
I try to just kind of let things go. As far as controlling your direction, the only thing I want to control is a new direction. Get it? Nude erection.
Right.
But, no, it's just kind of like, a retard with a gun. You don't want to control them. You just kind of want to see what happens.
Well, would you consider the Las Vegas shooting a good example of that?
I don't know if he's a retard, but, I would hope that, if you gave a retard a gun, it would be a little bit more comical, throw a little bit of cocaine up in the mix, get him high and shit. This guy probably just fucking snapped. Or, I don't know, there could be some other fucking ulterior motive, but hey, whatever. It's just going to spawn arguments on gun control. And fucking Timothy McVeigh didn't need a gun.
You're right about that. So we should outlaw fertilizer. That's what you're telling me.
Well, humans are going to find a way destroy each other, no matter what. I mean, that's an inevitable possibility. You're all, human beings have been coping with their evolutionary hierarchy for a long fucking time now, and I think that technology and society has moved faster than they're willing to deal with. I mean, when you basically when you force domestication on a violent animal, eventually some of them do fucking snap and rip your face off. And that's what you have with the Las Vegas shooter. You've been suppressing primitive rages for so long. Eventually, a few of them are going to cut loose every now and again.
Right.
Whether it's fucking, cops beating people to a pulp until they die, or snapping, shooting a few motherfuckers. But you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes you got to wake up in the morning, get your dad's gun, and go out in the world and be somebody.
So would that explain the animalistic killings that go on in Chicago every weekend?
Yeah, fucking A, right. I'm sure it is. I love Chicago, but for fuck's sake, it is a cesspool. I heard that the police don't even respond to home invasions, anymore. But, which is why that if you want to invade somebody's home, that's probably the best place to do it in. The cops are busy doing all kinds of other shit. So, it's great. You can run around, shoot guns in the air like Yosemite Sam, and nobody bats an eye. I mean, that's where I want to live. I don't know about you.
Well, I live there, so I should know.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Well, fucking A. Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of death and dying, why do the beings of GWAR keep dying? That is, Odorous Flatus. How do you explain that? I thought that, you supreme beings, you never die.
Well, we have one weakness. We are immortal. Just like in Highlander, you had to have their fucking head cut off, in order to die. I think our one weakness is heroin. And we might possibly have two weaknesses, like fast food. That'll probably be the next thing that kills us. But, I don't know. I don't really know anything about that. I think it's just sometimes I think I was cursed to be in GWAR to just watch them all perish. But, it's a bittersweet type of thing to have to go through. I mean, it's really not fucking sweet at all. It sucks. But, we're a very, very fucking unhealthy band. I mean, Charlie Sheen is probably the closest human that can, abuse the amount of drugs that we do. And, like I said earlier, we might have learned from a few of our mistakes, but not all of them. We still make the same mistakes plenty of time.
Absolutely. Well, if you could bring one deceased member of GWAR back, which would you leave dead, Odorous or Flatus, and why?
That's a really fucked up question.
Of course. I'm a fucked up human being.
Well, for fuck that, I mean, I'd probably bring Odorous back so I still have a job. Unless we want to be like Iron Maiden, then I could bring Flatus back and we could have triple guitar fucking lead. You know what? I'd say, fuck your question. I'd bring them both back.
So Flatus would be the Yannick Gers of GWAR?
Or you know what? How about Odorous's head on Flatus's body with Odorous's dick? That way you'd have mean guitar skills and all the vocals.
Right, a hybrid.
Yeah.
That's pretty popular these days.
I'm sure Walt Disney has that technology locked somewhere in a fucking bunker. I'm sure his head's still frozen somewhere in a jar.
Excellent. Well, as GWAR, do you revel in the slow but steady disintegration of society, or would complete extinction be more satisfying to you, and why?
I do love watching them suffer, and that's something I would probably miss after a massive extinction event. But you know what? If everybody was extinct, people would probably leave me the fuck alone, and I could do shit that I want to do and not have to fucking do stupid interviews all the time. And, I could play my own little concerts in my backyard. That'd be nice. I'd set up, I'd make little figurines out of sticks and twigs, and that would be my band. And they would all do what I tell them to do. And nobody would fucking argue with me and say, "Oh, Pustulus, it's a bad idea. No, Pustulus, you're hogging a spotlight," because there'd be nobody left. You know, because I'm sure if there was a massive extinction event, we would just, instead of having all living in the same neighborhood, we just live on separate masses of land, you know. Somebody would live in America, somebody would live in Europe. I'd probably live in fucking Japan or something, because I feel like the toxic waste would be good for my skin to fall out.
Excellent. Well, it seems like you guys are better musicians without Odorous. So was his lack of talent holding you back as a band?
Whoa. You know, I think having to fucking reevaluate what it is to be a scum dog is really what helped shape and push that in this fucking direction. I mean, because without having our hand forced like that, we would have just lackadaisically we pushed out another fucking record. But, you know, we had to redefine this moment. Otherwise, you know, the last thing we would ever want to do is go down the path of being like a fucking Great White or Warrant or, you know, some shit like that. I'd rather be a successful warmongering rock star than a fucking, you know, washed up fucking dude.
All right.
I just can't. See, that's so washed up. I can't even remember anybody's fucking name in Great White or Warrant. And I know, like, some of them have to be dead by now.
Yeah, well, Janie Lane and Odorous are hanging out and, you know, comparing musical structure together, I'm sure.
That's the one, Janie Lane. Yeah, the one with the weird fucking lips.
Well, by the time you're finishing spreading the message of the blood of the gods, what do you expect the state of humanity to be in compared to now?
Who fucking knows, man? I mean, maybe the tiki torch sales go up. Maybe fucking, maybe we get some of our guns taken away in certain parts of the country. I don't know. I feel like in 6 months, everybody's going to have something brand new to be offended about. And they're going to forget all about the shit that's happening right now, you know. But that's one of the throes of society is that, you know, humans are so fucking dumb. They all don't pay attention to what's actually happening. You know, like, everybody's upset about statues and flags and things like that. But yet, world hunger, or not even world hunger, domestic hunger in the United States, 1 out of 6 children are starving or miss a meal, you know, and nobody takes to the streets about that. But, you know, I think hopefully we can keep our fingers crossed. Maybe people will drive more cars into crowds of people and fire guns into crowds of people. I mean, hopefully every show on our fall tour can be like, you know, like the Bataclan incident over and over again. That would be amazing.
Sure. Well, speaking of touring, where can people see GWAR? You got a full schedule ahead of you, and where could they find out where they could experience GWAR in person?
Well, you can go to, I'm sure, our website, www.gwar.net.com.org, and, you know, they got all of our dates and shit there, you know, and we've got a hell of a fucking show. You know, rather than invite terrorists to shoot you all down, you know, I've got a rather interesting trick up my sleeve. You see, I have an obsession with fucking bees, and night bees, really. But, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put, and don't tell anybody this is just between you and me, but I'm going to put honey. I'm going to spray honey, not blood. And then we're going to unleash a cereal box, or many cereal boxes, just full of bees, angry bees, into the crowd. And when everybody's swatting all the bees off and shit, we're going to just, a drape is going to come down, and then there's going to be a fucking bear just going nuts in the mosh pit. And then when everybody freaks out about the bear, they're going to run towards the fucking emergency exit. And then there's going to be armed guards there with fucking rabid wolves. Then the wolves are going to chase the people escaping the fucking bear while they're swatting bees away. Now that is a fucking show that you can't miss. Are you too fucking scared to go, or are you going to check it out? Grow a fucking pair and come see GWAR this fall.
Excellent. Well, who wouldn't want to mosh with a bear?
I mean, chances are, if you're in a whole crowd of people, he's not gonna violently maim everyone. So I mean, if you've got like a dozen people near you, I think your chances are pretty good of not being mauled by the bear.
Excellent.
And you can always just push somebody smaller in front of you, and in between you and the bear.
Excellent. Well, Pustulus, one thing I've often wondered, and I've followed the career of GWAR, and being that the scum dogs basically fucked apes to create the human race, can you explain where AIDS came from?
AIDS?
AIDS.
Well, AIDS comes from a special place deep within. It comes from love. See, love is fucking disgusting, contagious, and that's what happens. That's what happens when you love something. So I don't love anything. You just I don't know. Space AIDS. It's developed from HI6. Well, actually, HI6 is like the next AIDS. That's like way bigger than high five. HI5, whatever. That's the Roman numeral, right?
Right, the V.
Sure. Science and stuff.
Excellent. All right, we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us here, Pustulus. I know that I'm not really even worthy of speaking to you, but I'm glad you took a few minutes to talk to myself on the Classic Metal Show. And anything else you want to tell the scum of the earth known as human beings?
Yeah, turn the lights on when you leave the room. Don't go to church.
Excellent. All right, the new album is called The Blood of Gods, and as a tradition here on the Classic Metal Show, we always let the artist pick a closing song from the new release and tell us a story about it. So what should we play?
You should play fucking All Rock because I wrote it and it's badass and it's got, there's a lot of good songs I could have picked, but I think I just want to bash your fucking head in with mosh riffs, and this is the one to do it.
Excellent. All right, well, as picked by our guest from GWAR, from the album The Blood of the Gods, here's All Rock, exclusively here on your Classic Metal Show.